Hi there, welcome to The Practical Camper. This week we're going to be discussing why you can't afford to not purchase a Yeti. And for full disclosure, when I say Yeti, I mean any of those performance coolers that you've seen at campgrounds, camping stores that cost a lot of money, and you think, who would ever spend $400 on something like that? Well, let me tell you, that should be you. So let's look at the numbers. An Rtic 65 costs $240 right now on Amazon. The Coleman 48 ounce performance cooler costs $29.99 on Amazon. I have both of these coolers. They're both great, but they're both for very different types of usage. My Rtic 65 gives me 3-day what I call Texas ice retention, meaning in the sun when I'm camping in West Texas in 100-degree heat, it'll give me 3 days of below 40-degree temperatures inside that cooler. My Coleman performance cooler only gives me about a day to a day and a half of full 100-degree in the sun Texas ice retention. So what that means is that sometimes if I am using my Coleman cooler, I have to go purchase a second bag of ice over the weekend, or I just lose the food that I have when I go camping, and I'm not able to use it when I get home, which is a waste of food. So you may be thinking, okay, I can buy a whole lot of ice for the cost difference, right? And yeah, you can. But that is not looking at the complete data when determining which cooler you should purchase. So let's look at the true hidden costs of buying that second bag of ice. That second bag of ice is going to cost us $3 just for the ice. That's about the average of a 10 or 20 pound bag here at most gas stations, convenience stores, Walmarts, you name it, here in Texas. That's what I found to be about the average, is I can expect to spend $3 for a bag of ice. Plus, we have to factor in our time. Our time isn't free, especially when we're camping. Time is kind of precious when I'm on my 3-day weekend camping trips. So, say it takes me 10 minutes to get into town, 10 minutes to go into the convenience store, buy the bag of ice, put it in the cooler, and 10 minutes to drive back. That's 30 minutes. At minimum wage, I'm looking at a cost for my time of $3.75. Plus, we have to factor in the drive to town. If you figure 50 cents a mile for your vehicle for the cost of fuel and depreciation, because remember, tires aren't free, oil changes aren't free, and neither is your gas, you're looking at about $10. Say it's 10 miles to town, 10 miles back, we're looking about $10 at 50 cents a mile. That brings our total cost of that second bag of ice to $16.75. That's a lot more than the $3 we had originally assumed that we could get that second bag of ice for. We have to look at the totality of all the different factors that factor into us actually obtaining that second bag of ice. So now, using some handy algebra skills, we can figure out that the cost of the Rtic cooler at $240 is equal to the cost of the Coleman cooler plus $16.75 each time we use it. So to set these two equal to each other, we'll find the break-even point to find the number of times that we must go camping and purchase a second bag of ice in order for the Rtic cooler to make financial sense. So we subtract 29 from both sides, we end up with $210 equals 16.75x, divide that by 16.75, and we find out that we have to only go camping 12.54 weekends before it makes financial sense to purchase the Rtic cooler. Even though it's more expensive up front, we avoid having to purchase that second bag of ice. That saves you time and money as you go through your camping trips. So that's 12.54 trips when the ice is close by. But what about Big Bend? That's one place that I go camping frequently, and sometimes we're more than an hour from a store that has ice. Big Bend, Panther Junction, which is the headquarters of Big Bend, or the main entry that we typically go to, up to Marathon is over an hour. So that's an hour each way, plus our time, plus our gas. Not real fun when you look at having to purchase ice because you're camping in the heat. Okay? So what am I trying to say? Just spend a little bit of money on a cooler and spend your time camping. Time's what's important. The reason I go camping is to relax, enjoy the outdoors, and spend time with my family. I don't want to spend time running into town, purchasing ice, reloading a cooler, worrying about all the technical logistics of camping and keeping my food cold. By purchasing the Rtic cooler, I've been able to reduce my time in the car on Saturday afternoon driving into town just to purchase ice. So I hope that please remember to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram at practical_camper. Have a great day.